Greg, what did you make of Nick's first practice back, full contact?
He looked really good. He looked strong. You know, wasn't too long ago that he had rejoined our group because we were gone on a trip for a long time. So I didn't get to see the full length of time in which he was skating non-contact or in larger groups. So it's been a short sample size for me to see him, but he looked good today on the ice, looked confident. It was good to see him back.
He gave high praise to his teammates and to the staff that has got him through this rehabilitation process. You see it has brought him closer to his teammates?
Yeah, he's done a lot of good work during this time off, as long-term injuries, one of the hardest things is feeling isolated from the team and not necessarily being part of the day-to-day. But he's been showing up here as one of the first people, one of the last ones to leave. So he's in and around the team as much as possible, getting to know his teammates, hanging out with them. You know, in and around all the hard work that he's putting in on and off the ice.
Greg, he's always been a mentally strong kid. How much will that help him now going forward and kind of hitting a reset here?
It's definitely going to help him. I would even say through this experience of this injury, it's made him even more mentally tough. A lot of the things that he talks about and what his mindset is coming back, he's saying a lot of mature things. So I think he's done a lot of good work on himself.
For a guy who the expectations were high, and they still are, who has hit a few bumps here with the injuries, how does the coaching staff kind of get him back to where we know he can be as a player?
Yeah, you know, for us to keep putting him in spots where he can succeed and feel confident and good about his game, you know, there's still always an onus on the players to have their process and go about, you know, how they tackle things. But from day one, our whole staff's had a great relationship with Nick. We have a lot of good talks with him on where he's at, how he's feeling, what he's working through. In terms of reinserting him back into gameplay, I don't think it'll be too much different than what was prior to the injury. We'll see. You know, today was day one of team practice. I don't want to commit to anything certain. We're hopeful. You know, but he did look good, really good today.
How would you describe his work ethic? Just because you watched him the other day when he was in the non-contact jersey, he was the last one off the ice. He's the same in warm-ups. How would you describe his work ethic?
Relentless, consistent. I mean, even if you saw today at the end of practice for the 30 minutes of free ice, he literally just skated himself for 30 minutes. Not a single coach asked him to do it, told him to do it. Rich Clune jumped in with him. So he's a very driven young man, and it's good to see him in a lot of ways do things that show leadership as well, of you know, the maturity it takes to want to do that, to be ready to play when the time comes.